100% of the share value to the investors.
Right?
How did you control this issue?
Okay. So in the beginning, when we gave away 100% of the shares to the investors, how did we not lose control? So that was a potential challenge. So we had them sign an agreement which said they had to vote with us for the next 10 years, or until we went public, or until we had above some very large market cap. So in essence, they agreed to give up their voting rights, and that and I would say that the typical initial investor has no control anyway, and so it's only artificial that to think that they would. We did give them a vote in the event that Seth and I disagreed, so they could. So if in some sense the company was paralyzed, they could vote. But otherwise, they essentially had no vote.
Okay. Plato, a question from us economists. How do you go about your next venture?
The question as a columnist?
From an economist.
From an economist.
Do you pick a chapter in your Nalebuff or your economic theory textbook and say, well, this is where the money's going to be, or not?
So the question was, do I look at Nalebuff or Varian and say, here's a good economic theory, what business should I go and do? My take on that is I really liked the kombucha product that we made. My wife really liked it, and it was so sad to see it go for such a stupid reason. And that again, other people sort of just turning the bug into the feature. We had it; it was working, and it turns out Coca-Cola is not interested in the alcohol product. Also, in some ways, we can do for alcohol what Honest Tea did for sugar, which is that there's sort of products with no alcohol, there's products with 5% alcohol, there's really almost nothing with 1%, 1.5% alcohol. And it's not that you're drinking, I believe, well actually we could do a quick market research for me. And I really care about the women in this room because again, that's who I'm targeting. So I want the question of when you go into a bar to get something to drink, how satisfied are you with the products in the sense of, are you worried about the calories and the alcohol content? And if I could provide you with something that was incredibly healthy, delicious, but only had 35 calories and 1 to 1.5% alcohol, would you think of this as a good alternative? Okay, so we have a no, which is fine. But how many yeses in terms of show of hands? Okay, so I think I've got 30% of the women here. And by the way, I don't need 100%, right? You can get drunk, that's good.
You can have a club soda, you can have other alternatives already.
So the nice thing about this product is that you can still work when you're drinking this thing. It's not that you're sort of, you can still drive, you don't have to worry about drinking and driving. It's just a little bit like, it creates just the slightest sort of feeling of well-being. And in fact, I think a lot of people who are drinking kombucha all along were getting that feeling and not quite knowing why they enjoyed it so much. Because you don't feel drunk, you just feel good.